We all have something to be thankful for and be grateful for, especially on Mother's Day. I have a guide and teacher that I usually like to bring in and let him do the talking for me. His name is Alexander. So what I want to do is bring him in and see what he has planned. It's interesting because I have some idea of what he may talk about, but he does his own thing and I just kind of go along with it. So I want him, just like you, sitting in a chair someplace listening. So let me bring him in. Greetings. We are Alexander. We hope you know who you are. But if not, then we hope to inform you of just a little of the things that are happening in your life and in this time and space. You may not realize it, but you are probably the most privileged people that have ever been on the earth plane. You have a purpose and a reason for being here. So what I want to talk to you about is the evolution of mankind. Sounds like a big, drawn-out sermon, doesn't it? The reality is, you are here, and if you look around, you think, look at the world, look at the things that happen, look at what the media shows you and tells you every day. Wars and battles and bombings and all sorts of things going on. And you think, well, the world is probably in worse shape now than it has ever been. The reality is, you have instant communication, instant awareness, even with the media. And you think, well, why do I have to do this? And what we have to tell you is, this is all about you. What do you want to have happen? And if you look at the world and you think, well, I see these wars and battles and maybe I need to enlist and go off to war or battle, or I must agree with them or something like that. The reality is, all you have to do is take that theme, that awareness that you have about things not being exactly like you would like them, and be okay with them. These are lessons. These are teachings, especially for you. If you confront it, then you cause more confrontation. If you agree with them, then perhaps you are just selling yourself out. But if you stay within your energy and decide what you would like the world to be like, that's the most powerful thing that you can do. Now, one of the things that we have said over and over again is that you create your reality, or your created illusion. Whatever you think, whatever you truly believe, whatever you expect to happen, happens. Because you are the one that has created it, and your world is unique to you. So whatever you think is most powerful. That is why we're saying to you is, when you see a war or a battle or a confrontation someplace, think of how it could be or should be. Then you create a reality. Granted, it is a created reality, but then again, your whole world is a created reality, created by you, and it's different for each one of you. So you get to decide what your world is like. You get to decide whether you are happy or content, peaceful, or you are in conflict. Now, you're in a world that was a paper world for several centuries. And all of a sudden, you're in a world that is more computerized. So things are changing. But if you look around, then you will notice that there's a lot of people that are still doing the same thing. Seeing what they can get for themselves, and forgetting about everyone else, not realizing that they are one with everyone and everything in this world. And that is where you're different. You are here because you are supposed to be here. You are the ones that carry the wind of change. You, in effect, are angelic beings. You're here because you chose to be here. You chose this time and space in order to create a change. Now, energies are very special things because the one with the most energy, or the side with the most energy, seems to be the one that dominates. So there's been warrior energy from the time that humanity began. And now you're in an age of conversion to love. And it began, we will say, probably before your lifetime. There are others that have made passage through this and have been very spiritual and have achieved what they could, but never in mass consciousness like you have nowadays. The tipping point was mid-2015. Everything since then has been downhill. So you have everything in your favor in order to create the world that you wish. So when you see news media telling you how bad the world is and all the things that are going on and how your president perhaps is not what your ideal would be, imagine what it could be. Then you create that world. And you're not the only ones. This is happening all over the world. The ones that you hear about are the warriors that still refuse to put down the rifles, refuse to tune into love, do the conversion of warrior energy into love energy. So you see, this is your time and space. It is very special, just for you. Now, it's not something that you have to go around saying mantras about every waking hour. You simply set your intent to make the world in your vision. And that is enough to hold that energy in place, to cause the world to change. You are fortunate in one sense because you have seen so many changes. If I take you back 500 to 1,000,000 years ago, very little change. All warriors energies. You were either slaves, warriors, conquerors, or being conquered. Now things are different. But they're different simply because you, the common person, the angelic person, has decided it has to be different. You're the one that is creating this change like never before. So when you see your news media, recognize that they were showing you and telling you these things so that you may have something you wish to make better. Most of your life lessons are going to be taught to you by the things that are uncomfortable, things that you do not like. If you liked everything, then everything would be perfect and you wouldn't even have to think about it. But recognize you are the ones that are here to change the world. Change your thoughts, you change the world. It is no more difficult than that. Now, you're probably going to say, well, I can't control my thoughts. Can you? Can you decide this is what I'd like to see the world like? And every time you have an occasion to meditate, hopefully every day, or maybe once a week, or whenever you get a chance, then think about the things that you have heard that are disturbing to you. Those are the things that you're here to work with. It doesn't mean you have to stand on the street corner or you have to stand behind a podium and to tell everyone about it. You are your own church. Everything that you do is service to your church. It is not just on Sunday. It is every moment of your life. Your church is what you do. It is what you believe. It is where you are. There's no separation between the physical and spiritual unless you believe it is so. So this is also about tuning into your spiritual side, recognizing who and what you are. Now, if you go away with nothing else, recognize that you are the creators of your world, no one else. You have the ability, the energy to change. And you say, well, I'm only one person. The reality is that everyone is just one person. But mass consciousness, which you are attached to, has the ability to change everything. You get 10 people that agree that the world is better if it were done in your design or similar to that. Then you've changed 100 people. 100 people changes 1,000, on and on. It's almost like a domino effect. If you think that your president or your rulers are not doing as you would wish, then send them this little awareness, little psychic message, this little prayer of how you would like the world to be and how you would like them to affect it. So you're in a time of conflict to conversion to love. The most appropriate day that you have chosen to be here and to become more loving. Recognize that you're part of everyone and everything. So what you see happening to someone else truly is happening to you. You have that awareness. So if you see someone that is, we would say, sickly or has some sort of ailment, then imagine what it would be like for them. See them whole and perfect. The more you do this, the more you bring about good health for yourself. The more peaceful environment that you create, the more peace that you will have in your own self, both physical and spiritual. So rather than go on and on, I simply wanted to make you aware of what grand creators you are. That everything that you wish for in this world, health, wealth, peace, is at your command. Simply decide that this is your world, and you'll find that it becomes that. What do you wish? What would you like to see happen? You see, this again is the evolvement of mankind like never before. You have never been this far before. You have never been able to even create a reincarnation in such a time and space. So this was done with much thought, much intent. So your purpose here, your reason for being here, is to bring about this change, the winds of change, fed by angelic wings. So we wish to thank you for your attention, and thank you for allowing this that we are to speak to you. And I believe we're being recorded also. So if you wish to hear this again, to see how many mistakes we made, I think you can get the address from the one that is running the camera over there. So we wish you much love, much prosperity, much good health for you and everyone around you. Sickness and ill health is a belief system also. You wish to be well? then see yourself as whole and complete. You're Alexander. Thank you.